There is a rule you learn early in war. When the enemy comes in force, when armor is rolling, infantry is massing, and artillery is walking toward your position, you fall back. You call for support. You survive by moving, by disappearing, by not standing alone. Especially if you look like you don't belong there. Especially if your face still carries the softness of a boy who should be home, not holding a rifle in the cold fields of eastern France. This is the rule the veterans believe. It's the rule the officers expect. It's the rule the enemy counts on. No one expects the baby-faced soldier to stay. No one expects him to stand his ground when seasoned men are already pulling back. No one expects him to climb onto a burning vehicle, wounded and alone, and tell everyone else to retreat while he stays behind. But on a freezing January day in 1945, that rule is about to be broken. And the men advancing toward you, more than 200 of them, have no idea that history is about to pivot around one small, unassuming American soldier. You don't look like a hero. That's the problem. You're short, thin, barely over 20. When people meet you, they don't see a killer of men. They see a farm boy, a kid who should still be worrying about school or chores, not artillery ranges and machine gun belts. You've heard it before. The jokes, the doubt, the quiet disbelief that you're even here. But war doesn't care what you look like. By January 1945, you've already seen enough combat to age a man twice over. You've fought across France with the 15th Infantry Regiment of the 3rd Infantry Division. You've watched friends die. You've carried wounded men through fire. You've learned that fear never goes away. You just learn how to move with it. Now you're near a small village called Holtzwihr, along the Colmar Pocket. The Germans are desperate here, cornered, fighting not for ground, but for time. The cold bites through your uniform. Snow crunches under boots. And then the sound changes. Engines. Armor. German infantry advancing in waves. Your company is outnumbered. Badly. The enemy has tanks, self-propelled guns, and hundreds of men pushing forward with grim determination. The order comes quickly. Fall back. Your men begin to withdraw toward the woods. This is the smart move. The expected move. The move that follows the rule. You help direct them. Calm. Controlled. You call in artillery on your radio as long as you can, adjusting fire closer and closer to your own position. Then it happens. A German round slams into the American tank destroyer positioned near you, AM-10 tank destroyer. The vehicle erupts in flames. Ammunition cooks off. Smoke pours into the frozen air. The crew bails out, running for cover. The symbol of strength is now a burning wreck. This is the moment everyone expects you to leave. Instead, you do the opposite. You tell your men to keep retreating. And you stay. You are alone now. Ahead of you, German infantry fans out across the field. Dark figures moving through smoke and snow. Behind them, armor creeps forward, confident that resistance is breaking. You could run. No one would blame you. You've already done more than most. You're wounded, hit earlier by shrapnel. Blood stiffens in the cold beneath your uniform. But something inside you hardens. If they break through here, they'll roll up the entire line. So you make a decision no rulebook prepared for. You climb onto the burning tank destroyer. Flames lick the metal beneath your boots. The heat fights the winter cold, stinging your legs, filling your lungs with smoke. You mount the exposed .50 caliber machine gun, its barrel still intact, its belt hanging heavy and ready. From here, you can see everything. And they can see you. A single American soldier, standing tall on a burning vehicle, refusing to move. You squeeze the trigger. The machine gun roars to life, ripping through the cold air. German soldiers dive for cover. Some fall. Others freeze, stunned by the audacity of what they're seeing. You are not firing wildly. You are firing with precision. Short bursts. Controlled arcs. You walk the fire across advancing lines, cutting down squads as they try to move. German tanks hesitate. Their commanders can't understand what they're seeing. This isn't how a defense collapses. This isn't how a lone man behaves. Artillery shells land around you. Dirt and snow blast upward. Shrapnel tears through the air. A round explodes close enough to knock you to one knee. You get back up. Your radio crackles to life. You're still calling in artillery, directing it almost on top of yourself. Each correction brings the explosions closer, breaking up enemy formations, forcing them to ground. You are burning, bleeding, and still firing. Minutes stretch into an eternity. German infantry tries to flank you. You pivot the gun and cut them down. Others rush forward, hoping speed will save them. It doesn't. The field in front of you becomes a killing ground. Against all logic, against all expectation, one man is stopping an army. The Germans keep coming. They don't know your name. They don't know your age. All they know is that something is terribly wrong. Every time they move, fire tears into them. Every attempt to organize collapses under machine gun bursts and artillery explosions. You feel the pain now, the shock wearing off. Every movement sends lightning through your body. Smoke burns your eyes. Your hands shake, not from fear, but from exhaustion. You force them steady. You think of the men who pulled back because you told them to. You think of the line behind you. You think of what happens if you fail. So you don't. At some point, the enemy attack loses its rhythm. The waves come slower, less coordinated. Officers fall. NCOs go silent. German soldiers begin dragging their wounded away instead of advancing. You keep firing until the gun clicks empty. Only then do you realize how quiet it's become. The attack has stalled. More than stalled, it's broken. Later counts will estimate that around 50 German soldiers lie dead or wounded in front of your position. Hundreds more have been held at bay, convinced they're facing a much larger force than actually exists. All because you refuse to follow the rule. Only when the field is still do you climb down from the burning wreck. Your legs almost give out beneath you. Medics rush in, shocked to find you alive. You don't say much. You never do. The line holds. The German advance at Holtzwihr is stopped cold. What should have been a breakthrough becomes a failure, buying precious time as Allied forces continue to collapse the Colmar pocket. News of what you did spreads quietly at first. Then officially, you are awarded the Medal of Honor, the highest recognition for valor the United States can give. The citation talks about gallantry, about intrepidity, about heroism beyond the call of duty. But it doesn't talk about the looks you got before that day, the doubts, the dismissal, the assumption that courage must look a certain way. After the war, the world will finally see your face. The same baby-faced look that once made people underestimate you will appear on magazine covers, in interviews, even in Hollywood films. You'll become one of the most decorated American soldiers of the war. But that day in January 1945 isn't about medals or fame. It's about a moment when every rule said to retreat, when every instinct said to run, and you didn't. You stood alone on a burning machine, wounded and outnumbered, and proved something the battlefield keeps teaching again and again. Heroes don't always look like heroes. Sometimes, they look like the last person anyone expects. And that's exactly why the enemy never sees them coming.